we're going to start just to look over them, and then Friggy can catch up to speed. When here, there's a goddamn table of contents. Jesus Christ. Okay. The Synthesis Challenge League. Well, we know about this. Just degrade. User stored memory to pass distant memories. Fractured items in the synthesizer. We got the challenges. We are aware of the challenges, so that we're good. Major new content and features. Added new Purifying Flame, Soul Rend, Bane, Wave of Conviction, Zealotry, Divine Ire, Malevolence, Energy Leech Support. Energy Leech Support. Support skills leech a portion of the damage they deal and hit back as energy shield. Okay. Support skills also deal more damage while you are leeching energy shield and while you are in full energy shield. Cool. So a damage / leech thing. It's good that they added damage on it because life leech support is currently kind of useless. We'll see how good this one is. It'll be nice for hardcore. Intensify support skills less AoE but deal more AoE damage per intensity. Support skills gain intensity when used and lose intensity while moving or upon teleporting. Interesting. So this might actually work with mines. That's kind of cool. New intelligence support gem. Unleash supporter spells gain seals over time and are unsealed when cast. Causing their coast to reoccur for each seal lost. Yep, that's what we figured. Unique items new, divinations. No longer supports Windows XP or Vista. Alright. Soundness model has been updated. Yep, it's been... Yeah. The unique axe Starbone's Dirge now occasionally plays sounds during combat. Added win physics to number of skills, including Veil Blight. Cool. Missing target dialogue. Enchantments for all the new skills. You know, all these skills now cause a special holy on head effect display. Cool. Skills which involve the strength course now cause the gibs left by those corpses to disappear. Oh, okay, good. So they're not just constantly going to be there, and I guess that'll help with performance. All skills now have the appropriate surge effects, and Clover of Flame, improved performance in a number of boss fights, good, and just generally performance improvement. Cool stuff. Energy shield leech. So we already know this. We already know all the leech stuff. It's really complicated, so I'm not going to go over this here. If you feel like discovering how leech works, head to the Path of Exile subreddit, and there's a lot of good explanations. It's complicated as hell. Well, complicated as hell for anyone new or anyone that didn't know how leech worked before. If you already were familiar with how everything worked before, it's being changed kind of drastically, but not that drastically. Remove the minimum max crit strike chance caps. Yes, we were aware of this, so now you can go to 0 and 100. Brutal augment now grants up to 10% chance to critically strike afflicted enemies. Okay. Chances further increased by sources of increased crit chance. Okay. So it's just a 10% base, I guess. Added a max res maximum. You can no longer have your max res max the lowest. Yeah, above 90. That's really good. No more immunity builds. It's great. Proven in case of damage mitigation being applied before an incoming hit was registered, which would cause a character that would otherwise take reduced damage or no damage at all to take more damage than expected. Oh. Okay, so basically they've fixed some of the cases where damage mitigation would be calculated after or for some reason, and you were actually taking more damage than you thought. In other words, when a monster attacks you and uses Immortal Call after attack is used, but before it lands, you will now correctly mitigate this damage. Okay, so it calculates it on hit side, not on throw side. That's good. This is very good. Yeah, really good. Temporary minions such as skellies and wolves summoned from the Scourge now die when the summoning character dies or respawns. Okay, I guess that's fair. Conquer now affects both allies and enemies. Good. It's worth noting that effects granted on conquer ground from sources such as Ascendancies will be granted regardless of whether the conquer ground was created by you, an ally, or an enemy. Yeah, so this is just whatever you... If you're on conquer ground, you have those effects, even if you didn't make it yourself. That's good. Affects cast speed, duration curse, now affects curse skills, including curses, and Bane. Skill reworks, Flame Totem. Now creates conquer ground. I know I say conquer grounds because it's consec ground, but whatever. Don's locations, consecrated ground grants curse immunity. We knew that. Fizz damage, 50%, and just 3 to 5 fizz, level 1 from 1 to 2 fire. To 134 to 2. So, big damage buff, level 1, not like slight damage buff, high end. And it's now Fizz Fire, and slightly lower mana cost. slightly more added damage effectiveness, but still only 30%, it's not that great. And for 2 additional projectiles at all levels. Okay, so it's always got tri-proj, that's nice. More life, 1 projectile super 1 quality, which is very good with Flame Totem. It's now considered channeling. Oh, and will be affected by things which modify channeled skills. Interesting, but a totem... I assume totem can't cast when channel something. I feel like it's a safe assumption, but who knows, maybe. Stormburst no longer fires projectiles. Now creates orbs of energy while you channel, they repeatedly jump towards the target location. The duration expires, dealing damage is smaller after each jump. We stop channeling, all remaining orbs explode, dealing higher damage in the lower area. The explosion deals more damage based on how much duration remains at the point you stop channeling. Okay. This is the orb is just not a projectile, and that's it. Lower cast time, lower mana cost. Fizz 5 quarter to lightning. Deals. Okay. Gains additional radius. I don't know. This doesn't look that great. I don't understand why it can't be counted as a projectile. Like you're throwing orbs. The orbs are basically projectiles. I mean, whatever. We'll see how that is. I have to see this in game. Skill balance. Abyssal Cry. Wow, that's a huge mana decrease for Abyssal Cry. Big mana decrease for Animate Guardian as well. Big mana decrease for Animate Weapon. Weapons. Buff to Anger to attacks. Buff to Anger with spells as well. Nice. Anger buff. Arc. Mana cost at gem level 8. So lower mana cost again. Cast time is 0.7. The deal 6 to 33 lightning damage at gem level 1. So lower damage by 10% about. And 862, 86. Yeah, about 10% damage decrease on both ends, essentially. And lower damage effectiveness and lower range. Have the range for chain. Okay. That's a pretty big arc nerf. Damage is only 10%, it's not that bad, but the chain half is pretty savage. Mana cost at gem 1. Mana cost lower, lower cost. But I guess it's like that you can cast it faster, so the damage is not that bad. It's like you're casting it. What's 0.1 of 0.8? It's slightly over 10%, so it's like, yeah, you basically damage is more or less flush. The chain is that. Arctic Breath damage buff and cast speed buff and almost double base cold damage per second at base level, and then 30% more at max. Okay, Arctic Breath damage, really buff. Armageddon Brand. Mana increase is the first one I've seen. That deals less damage. Really? Wow, I guess Armageddon Brand was way better than people thought, because Jesus Christ, I was not expecting this. Well, I expected Stormbrand to get a gutting, but that's pretty savage. Like, it hits less often, with less damage effectiveness, for lower damage. I mean, that's 590 to 490. That's more than 10%. That's like, because it's 59, it's almost, it's like a 18%, 17% damage decrease at top end. Yeah, it's like 15% something. Yeah. Between 15 and 17. Okay, Assassin's Mark, lower mana. It's going to have plus 1.5% crit check chance level 1. Okay, so now it gives some base crit, which scales. Cool. Ball Lightning. So investing in crit chance is now much better. This is technically a side buff to Power Charges, because like you used to just power charges only give flat percent crit chance, so this makes them better. Ball lightning, lower my cost as well. Way more damage, lower level. Barely more damage at max level. Barely more effectiveness. Ball lightning is still a shit skill. This is not making it viable. BV, lower mana cost. Ooh, having level 1 damage. That is pretty big. Yeah. He is here. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay.
I just got on your channel.
Okay. I just swapped to my thing, so I didn't see if you had been there already.
Nah. I just got home. I'm
okay.
making a cup of coffee.
Alrighty. Oh, wait a second then, so you can catch up.
I don't even know where you're at.
Oh, I've it's only been out for like 5 minutes, so not very far. And most of what I've been reading is actually stuff we've already known, so I can just tell you to skip it. For example, there's nothing new in Synthesis Challenge League. There's nothing new. There's only one new thing in major new content and features, and that's energy leech support. There's nothing new in minor new content and features. Nothing new in character balance.
Skill rework, we know that we know. Okay, let's start with skill balance.
Yeah, we're basically asking. You want to go make yourself a cup of coffee?
Oh, it's already making. Give me a second. Let me just grab it. Okay, I'm back.
Okay, so one thing to expect is everything I've read so far, except for a single skill, has had its mana cost reduced. So that's going to be on every single line.
That's good.
So Abyssal mana cost reduced, Anime Guardian mana cost reduced, Enemy Weapon mana cost reduced.
I think we should at least stay by how much. Like, Abyssal Cry is a fuck ton. It lasts 40 mana.
Yeah, Abyssal Cry is huge. Most of them are pretty small. Abyssal Cry is the only really massive one.
Anime Guardian's like a one-time cast. Like, I was like, it's 20 guys.
Yeah, Anime Guardian is entirely fucking point. Like, who cares? Anime Weapon is like mildly relevant.
Pretty good. Pretty nice.
Yeah, but you never ran out of mana running.
How big is the buff? Let's see if we see how big the buff to anger is.
Anger is not bad. It's about 10%.
99 to 140.
Actually, no, it's about
to 110.
20%, I think. Yeah, it's about.
That's pretty decent. Arc, 1 less mana, 3 less at the top end.
Most of them is this. It's just a tiny bit less mana. Damage.
Very slightly less damage on Arc.
Yeah, it's about 10% less damage, but it's about 10% more cast speed, so it's not really. It kind of balances out.
Nerf the
effectiveness. But the chain is halved though.
Yeah, they nuked the chain. It was fair, dude. It was stupid. It hit half the fucking
half,
1.5 screen.
I completely agree, but I'm just saying like that to me is the only one big change from Arc. Is like that's an actual
AB
Arctic Breath is
AB costs more mana? What?
Yeah, AB it's that's what I was like, huh? It's like that and like Brand was like the only thing I saw.
Does more damage at 1. 354.
It's so like
does more damage.
Doubled
at
level 1.
Do more of the doubled at level 1
and like
300 at top end and better damage effectiveness. You know what I don't read here?
What?
The ground travels faster.
Nope.
Thus, this skill is shit. Moving.
Oh, yeah. Most of these skills are complete garbage that I've read so far. Armageddon Brand got hit really hard.
29, so it lost 1 top end at 1.
Yeah, and it lost 100.
Almost 100 at 20.
And 15% damage effectiveness, and activates slower every 0.8 seconds instead of 0.75.
I guess they really did not like that.
No, they really did not like Armageddon Brand. So yeah.
Okay, so this is the first of the curses.
Yeah, Assassin's Mark.
It's cheaper.
Who cares?
Hits against current enemies 1.5 from 5, no shit, up to 2.4 critical strike chance at 20 from 9.
Except that now it scales with reduced crit strike chance.
Now this. Oh yeah, increase whereas before it did not. Okay, yeah, so probably this is still good. Thinking now this affects bosses at that rate, so that's pretty.
Yeah, it's now basically it's giving you like a base crit that is then getting multiplied by the crit chance of the person who's hitting. That's how I understand this.
Yeah.
Which is
Meaning-
indirectly a buff to power charges, because that means that power charges now scale with more things than they used to.
You thank God for that. Let's
Okay.
see. Bola lightning.
Is
Better
garbage.
1 426.
Yeah.
Barely any more
It
damage.
costs 2 less damage, deals 6 more damage top end out of 426, and has
They really thought
5%
ball lightning
more.
was fair. I guess they
Yeah.
thought ball lightning was fair.
Yep. So,
Let's see. How bad did they nerf BV?
Half damage,
Well,
level 1.
got gutted. And
So-
not that bad. At
Yeah,
20.
it's about a 15% damage loss at 20.
It's still
Yeah.
still playable.
20 is still very, very powerful. However, as a leveling skill, the half damage is really brutal.
Yeah.
So, might not be the best thing for leveling. And this is where I was. That's how far as I got.
Bladefall? Okay, so we're at Bladefall.
Yeah.
Barely. It's a little bit less mana. 44 to 66 from 44 to 65. Woo, boy, 1 damage.
1 more damage, boys.
1 more top end at level 1. But the big change is at 20.
30,
411 to 617.
yeah, 47.
From 38 to 50.
10%.
The problem with this
A
is
bit less,
it
actually.
doesn't have this tag. We've changed the graphics so it doesn't crash your computer. It's a shit skill.
Yep.
Moving on.
10% damage is not good enough for that.
It's not for the fact that it crashes your computer.
No. Blight is now 5, was 4. Blight was increased a bit. Almost doubled base chaos damage.
A little bit more at 20.
And, I mean, it's more than just a little bit. It's 25% more. That's pretty big.
That's true. That's pretty good.
That's-
Now again, the additional radius gem level up to +6 from 20 from +4, +2 radius, which is not bad.
Yeah,
Not
Blight's
bad.
definitely going to be playable with 25%
Yeah.
more damage. And, I mean, Blight was already pretty
And
good.
33% more radius.
Yeah. So that's pretty good.
Pretty juicy. Blood Rage, who gives a shit? It's cheaper.
Yeah, yeah. A lot of these is like
Body
okay.
swap. It's cheaper. Cool.
Grand Recall is
It's cheap. Cleave can now affect up to 40 targets, up from 20, guys. Melee.
Melee confirmed buff in 3.6. Can 3.7 please focus on the true problem, which is we need to buff mines?
Truly.
Okay. Cold Snap.
Cold Snap.
Increase
It's
mana.
more expensive, which is fair. Once again, it was really strong.
Buff damage.
They upped the damage of the hit. They lowered the top end at 20.
And up the damage per second quite significantly as well. 25% bottom and add... Oh, exactly the same pretty much. And they lost 3 damage at level 20.
Yeah, it's like a minor nerve. It's a better leveling skill now, which is cool.
You can use it earlier on. It's going to be good. All right, Contagion, 5, 11, 20, 28, 40 targets.
Now affect 40 targets. Once again, that was one of those why.
Didn't even know I had a target cap, but okay. Whatever. Cool. It's good that it's there because it shouldn't have a target cap. Nothing should have a target cap. It's dumb.
Whoa.
4-second half. That is huge.
They halved the cooldown of comic. That means with a freaking Necromancer, it's 2 seconds.
Yeah, that's really good. Summoner is going to be able to actually be like very responsive now.
Yeah, Necro love. That's like the biggest Necro buff you could get. Convocation being 2 seconds. You can just spam that shit now and you don't have to feel bad.
Yeah, plus it's like it heals your summons and it just makes sure they're always on you. And
it's 33% cheaper.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, but okay, Convocation mana cost was never really like it was 9.
Hey,
it wasn't
a buff.
Okay, cool. Cremation. Slightly less mana again. Slightly more damage at level 1.
Slightly more damage at 1.
A lot more damage. 120 more damage. So like a 20% damage increase.
It gets +3 radius now at level 20.
Pretty good. And added damage effectiveness of 100. Nice.
Hundo damage effective. So Cremation, the thing with Cremation is like it was already fucking fantastic single target.
Yeah,
the problem was corpses were kind of clunky.
Yeah, the problem is they need to. The best thing to do for Cremation is retire its tied to corpses. Just let it be its own thing. You just make a volcano, and the volcano shoots stuff. Like that's cool.
I agree.
And then I think it'll be fine because the problem is Yeah, it's never going to be the best clear speed skill, but you're making it unplayable by forcing you to cast a corpse first.
Yeah, it makes it kind of hurts it, but the
I mean,
damage will be good.
Yeah, no, damage is going to be great. Looks cool. I like it. All right,
Dark
Dark
Pact.
Pact. One less mana.
Man, that's
2 more
fine.
radius.
That's good.
Slightly
small-
more early damage.
Very good buff at 20 though.
362 from 301. Yeah, that's
61.
That's 20% again. 20%
Yeah,
damage.
and Dark Pact gets already good multi, so I mean, you saw Matho play it on traps. He was like nuking bosses into.
Yeah,
the
Dark
ground,
Pact already had good
congrats.
damage. Yep.
Does more damage. Desecrate.
Dark
It's
Pact
cheaper.
Mines.
Oh no, it's more expensive.
Yeah, Desecrate's
They made
3
Desecrate
more,
more
and then
mana.
6
Okay.
more.
Despair is cheaper. Cool.
Yeah, whatever.
Detonate Dead
DD,
is
please get buffed. I love the skill. I want to play it eventually, but when it's not trash.
They
More now.
nerfed it.
What?
Oh, never mind. They buffed it. I lied.
160% damage
60%
effectiveness.
Okay. Okay, then it
All right,
hits
Tri-Herald Elementalist with flat is basically how you're gonna play this.
Abyssal Jewel stacking.
Dude, Abyssal Jewel stacking crit
Enjoy
DD.
it now.
All right, I'm gonna.
it now because
yeah.
it's getting nerfed in 3.7.
This might honestly be my second build. Vol DD, Abyssal Jewel stacking Elementalist with like Tri-Herald, actually Quad Herald probably you could fit.
Yeah, Discharger Reno.
Though probably if I fix out Anger, since the Anger flat got buffed as well, actually Anger plus double Herald might be better.
Yeah.
Okay, Discharge. Way less mana. It's a lot less. It's a lot
Way less mana, but it doesn't matter who the fuck self-cast Discharge.
Me.
Nobody.
I do.
Okay, so they buffed it at level 1. Decent buff for power charges.
Buff at 20. Yeah. Decent buff, like 10% for endurance charges. Seems like 10% for each.
It's just fair thinking it already hits like a goddamn Mack truck if you actually played with all the charges.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, good.
LE weakness, it's cheaper. It seems to be that all curses now cost 33 mana at 60. At 20 from 50.
Yeah, and Feeble as well right
cheaper. Now. Once again, not a big deal.
Now, because normal and magic 21% less, up to 30% less, and boss and ideal 15% less damage. So
that is actually
that's a buff. Yeah, it's a buff because they
buffed Enfeeble.
So
it wasn't busted, guys.
Now, what I don't understand is, did they remove the bosses? No, did they remove? Oh yeah, actually they did remove the accuracy, I guess. But they mentioned that. No, did they say they removed bosses' reduced curse effectiveness?
As far as I can tell, yeah, that was the whole point of separating Feeble and Temp Chains. Was to
but did they remove it or did they lower it? I don't remember if they just said they lowered it, but they removed it or not.
Does it say? Mitigation for hit which cause the characters other take reduced damage or no damage at all. Pain. From Leech, remove the maximum critical strike cap.
Oh yeah, it's in the Dev Manifesto, right?
Yeah. Improve mitigation. I'm just looking at the patch to see if they said if they removed it. Because I think that was the goal.
I believe so, but
because they were like, okay, we're gonna.
This has less effect on curse. We've now lowered this curse effect reduction, so it's not gone. It's there, but it's lowered. So because this is important.
What the lowered is.
They didn't say, or maybe it's later. It might be later, but because it'll be important to note if it's there to know what the actual effect is once you add curse effect to your curses and then you lower it by the new amount. Because you're still lowering this. It's not actually 15% to unique enemies. It's 15% minus how much it's been lowered.
Yeah, I mean, that's like the biggest thing. Because if it's like still like, oh, we've reduced it to like 60%, it's like, cool, you've literally nerfed every curse to the ground.
Yeah, we'll see. Hopefully it's there later. Anyway, we'll keep that in mind for Enfeeble to know if it's actually a buff or a nerf.
I'm hoping it's just the same.
Yeah, it would be good if it was just the same for Enfeeble.
Right.
ED,
seems
slightly less
pretty-
mana, slightly
slightly
faster,
faster.
and explodes. Oh,
That's like the biggest buff of all time for that fucking
explosion
skill.
deals no
It
hit
now has the area.
damage. As a result of this change, now has the area gem type. No deals, dude, you can conk effect it. Lol. Deal 9 to 14 damage, gem level 1.
Good damage buff. Woohoo! ED got buffed like mad.
Yeah, 649 from 501, that's a lot.
Yeah, look at the no. That's the hit.
And
Look at the dot.
1503 from 1159. It's like almost 50%. It's like a 40% damage buff. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, they buffed the fuck out of ED.
Well, they want you to play Chaos next league.
EK. It's slightly cheaper.
2020,
A
little
little bit
slightly
more damage. Does a fuck ton more at 20.
Yeah, almost 300. It's another 40%. And
it
has
has
100,
20% more
120
effectiveness.
effectiveness. Yeah, EK is going to be legit.
EK is much better. Oh boy, here we go. Modifiers to explosive trap radius now also affects the spread of the explosions.
Cool. One
That's
less
good.
damage at level 1 and less damage at max level.
Damage
So
at 20.
explosive trap nerfed over all levels, but
Let's
gains
see.
radius and has
At
slightly more
level
damage
20.
effectiveness.
It's actually really good. It's actually a lot better that way. So, like, you gotta understand, like, explosive trap already hit like a fucking Mack truck.
Oh no, I know.
Like, so it's like, oh, it lost damage, but it gained the one thing it sucked at, hitting anything on the map.
Yeah, no, this is a buff to the skill overall, but it's a nerf to the damage.
Damage, which
Yeah.
I'm not worried about. Oh boy, fired over mine.
Buff.
It just got 10 more effective. 10% more effective.
Dude, but the thing here is this is one of the important ones for mana cost. The fact that it's 16 less mana on Fire Nova Mine, that's
so
actually a
big.
lot.
Yeah, it's huge, actually.
This isn't one of those bullshit fake skills like Fireball where you don't care. This is an actual skill for actual players. Whatever.
I do love my effort. Let's see. Fireball, buff damage, even more buff damage.
I love how they buff
even
damage
more buff
like what was it, 2 leagues ago for Fireball, and we were all like, oh my god, this is like so much damage, and then nobody still played it, so then they're like, actually just give it more.
Yeah, the
Fuck
problem
it.
is the problem with Fireball wasn't Fireball's damage.
Yeah.
Fireball damage was never the fucking issue. It was the fact that it had 0 AoE.
Yep.
It
Which
didn't hit shit. Well, maybe wait. We don't know how good the chain and the fork changes are yet. If chain got buffed, then Fireball got buffed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Anyway, what I'm seeing so far for skills is most of these skills just got damage increases. Only a couple skills like Explosive Trap that are like got functionality change. And ED, it's like those skills are good, but like most of the other stuff, it's all gonna depend on the supports. If the supports aren't good, they're still bad skills. They're just higher damage bad skills.
Ooh, Firestorm. Ooh, Firestorm.
Now is the cast time 0.75 from 0.9, so you cast it hella fast.
Yeah, it's like, ooh, Firestorm cast faster. That's all it needs. Like, we didn't change the damage at all, really. It lost 4 damage, but you cast it a fuck ton faster.
Mm-hmm. It might actually not be bad for leveling. So, you know, because you used to level with Firestorm.
Yeah,
might be
fantastic.
Might be a good choice again.
Flame Dash is cheaper. Cool. Oh baby, here it goes. Does it say one shot every boss in the game?
It's not that much more damage. It's like 10% more damage.
A little bit more damage.
Plus
now
9 length.
Okay. It gains length. Okay.
Oh my god.
I guarantee you, with plus 9 length, it still doesn't hit fucking enemies.
No, it's gonna hit. It's gonna hit in a really thin line, really, really long. It's gonna be comical as shit. You're gonna off-screen a single mob.
Still dumpster.
It's gonna be great. No, you know what this skill isn't made for? It's made for syndicates. So you go outside of their aggro range, and then you kill them from off the screen. So like boop boop boop. Okay, Flame Blast.
Flame Blast.
More mana. That's actually pretty relevant. Flame Blast mana cost is always really rough when self-casting.
It's rough. It does more damage.
Less damage at level 1. And
more damage
slightly more damage at 20, and slightly more damage effectiveness. Well, okay, so the important thing about Flame Blast is it's 10 stages, so that damage buff is times 10.
Yeah, it's actually a lot.
So it's a fair bit more damage, but god, that mana cost. Flame Blast was one of the skills that needed the mana cost buff.
The problem is like, I don't see a reason from this why I would not play totems.
Yeah.
for flame. I just don't see why.
Yep.
Uh,
Especially because the wording on the supports that they presented is like, we don't have numbers or anything yet, but because they're just not going to give them to us, I guess. But the wording seems to make it mean that it's going to work with with totems and mines and stuff like that.
don't see why I wouldn't.
So
Let's see here. Fire
Flamethrower
flamethrower
trap.
trap. More damage. More damage.
cool.
I mean, cool. A skill that wasn't bad got buffed.
Yeah.
Nice to know.
Freeze mine, still garbage.
Yes, freeze mine, still shit. Moving on. Freeze pulse. More mana cost. Wow, they upped the mana cost on it.
They upped the damage and gave it 25% increased damage effectiveness.
Freeze pulse. Freeze pulse actually already hit really fucking hard. So
Yeah.
that's a huge buff.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's another one of those skills that people are like, it's not good. And I'm like, you're retarded and bad at this game. The skill hit so
Hey,
hard.
Frostbomb is cheaper, so our early running is going to be good. Now we place cold exposure
Yeah.
rather than reducing their cold resistance. But the
question is, when does it apply? Does it apply on hit, or does it apply when the fucking
from the
laser
wording they
comes in?
did in the manifesto, it
sounds
seems
like
like it
on
was
hit.
going to be no. It actually seems like while it's there, but
On
from the wording in
focus.
here, it feels like it's on hit. In the manifesto, it was like, where's their exposure shit? Oh, it's not in here. Which was it not in the manifesto? What's it called? It's called Frostbomb. No, it's not in the manifesto. Okay. All right. Anyway, we'll see. It's not that big a deal, but I think from the wording, it's now applies cold exposure to affected enemies, meaning it's like when it hits them.
Yeah, that's what it sounded like to me. It's when it hits, you'll get the exposure.
But it
Which
could
is
also
why-
be. It could also be that. It could also be during because the affected enemies do have less life regen. So like, maybe.
Yeah, we'll have to see. 'Cause
We'll
that's
see
a
in
huge
game.
thing. That's why it did so much damage early on, was because you shipped off 25 of their gold res and then blew them up.
Yeah.
Anyways, Frostwall, it's cheaper.
Cool.
Still not getting used. Frostbolt, it's more expensive. It does
300 more damage. 330 more damage.
not
So
bad.
33%. 30-ish
Oh yeah,
percent.
here we go. It's time for a real
Okay,
skill.
GC 12,
Cascade.
23. Now the cast time deals.
Ouch.
Ouch. Ooh, that is
Ow.
rough. 100
Straight
less damage.
100
That's
top
a
end off.
15% less damage.
Yep. I mean, to be fair, GC kind of deserved it.
No, GC didn't
GC.
deserve it. Mines were the problem. GC,
Yeah.
have you ever seen anyone self-cast GC?
The problem
Ever.
that I have with this is I don't think 0.7's enough.
No,
Like, I
it's
still think
not.
it's a mind skill. I mean, I still think it's really good. Like, I still think GC is amazing skill, so I don't think it's gonna matter too.
Yeah, no, 15% less damage is not gonna be the end of the skill for mines, but it was already not used by self-casters, and this is not going to make it be used by self-casters. You can't literally tell self-casters, hey, we're taking 15% off of your damage without giving you anything back other than a 0.1. Like, I don't know. To me, that's not sufficient. I feel like they need to add some kind of thing for it. But I don't think this changes our plan. I mean, we're going to lose damage early on, but whatever. We have the damage from the curse bot, so we'll be fine.
Yeah, and the we're bot will be fine. It's easy.
Ground slam. Why would they have a cap? Why do they give these skills caps? It's like
I
it's
don't
only a
know.
couple skills, and it's like, what the fuck? Okay. Now because you know gain 16% from 26 up to 25 from 36, so you lose 11%.
But gained 18% more cold damage.
So for GC, it's a buff. For regular Fizz, it's a nerf.
Unless you're a pure cold skill. Like, if you're like Frost
Yeah.
Blaze or some shit, you're fine.
Yeah,
If
yeah.
you're Glacial Hammer, you're fine.
No, that's what I said. Well, for
Gain-
GC and by extension, any skill that can fully convert to cold.
Did everyone just see that?
Hey, DB Brawley, thanks for the follow, man. Yeah. So basically, buff for us, which is good. Ice Nova 8 from 10, 23 from 31, 0.7 from 0.8, And then deals 18 to 26 from 19 to 28. Less damage to Ice Nova. What? What? Oh, wait. No? Why did they nerf Ice Nova?
It needed to be nerfed. Fuck
What?
you.
Did I?
You know why, right? They nerfed it because of Mathel.
What?
They nerfed it because of Mathel.
Did he play Ice Nova?
You didn't see Mathel's like Frostbolt Ice Nova build?
No, I don't.
Which-
I don't really look at his.
Okay,
builds.
so basically, when you're casting it off of Frostbolt because you could spam cannon that shit, like he was like frying Guardians instantaneously.
Oh,
So they nerfed it because of Mathel.
really?
Yeah, they nerfed.
Do you know how many skills in this game can fry Guardians instantly?
Yeah, I know.
Does
I
that
think it's kinda
does that
silly.
warrant a nerf? Who's gonna play Ice Nova? Nobody played it before. Who cares if that one guy played? I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't agree with that one.
That's weird.
That one.
Whatever. All right, Ice Spear.
Yeah.
8 well, from 6,
More
22
expensive.
more, and deals actually a substantial more amount of damage at level 1, and a tiny bit more max level. Cool. Cool. I mean, it was like they reworked it, and the rework I think is pretty good for Ice Spear, so I think it's a good skill. I think it's slowly going to be used more. Ice Trap.
Yeah.
Circles
Hey,
are
bigger
larger. 30% more damage at level
Damage.
1.
Metric fuck ton.
Jesus Christ. Fucking, what is this? 500? Almost, yeah, almost 500.
They finally buffed Ice
And
Trap after
60% added damage effectiveness from before, 150 from 90. So yeah, Ice Trap is going to hit like a truck. Which is great because now the trap skills that don't require trap support are actually better because trap support no longer offers you a damage multiplier. So this means you can have like basically what would be the equivalent of Ice Nova Trap, but way harder, and not losing a support gem. Ice Trap might be legit. Ice Trap might be legit. Which is funny because it's not a hand cast. Okay.
Yeah, it's just a trap.
Incinerate, 2 from 3, 4 from 5, gains radius, and radius per stages and levels up to 5 from +4, and 19 from 15. So 4 extra radius at level 20.
That's nice.
And also the increase is very incremental. Oh no, yeah. It's like +5 at level 1 and +19, meaning gem levels, like if you bring it to 22, 23, you're probably going to get more radius as well. Because usually when the radius are really split, it's like you really have to bring it up to like gem level 26 to get the next radius. But if it's incremental like this, it means that maybe probably 21, 22s might actually get an extra radius.
Yeah.
Uh,
No, Incinerate's still kind of meh to play.
yeah, but you know,
boy,
way more
Lightning's
AoE,
fine.
slightly more damage.
Time to get nerfed.
Less damage and fair bit less damage actually, 70 less
Yeah.
damage. So
Fuck
11%.
you, Stormbrand. Yep, Stormbrand.
and 15%
boys.
damage effectiveness loss. Okay, that's even more than 15% damage loss.
Yeah, Stormbrand said get fucked. That is 100% go to Stormbrand.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Let's
Well,
see, lightning tendrils.
Arc could also use it. Arc could also use it. Like Arc traps would often have a lightning
Arc
spire
trap
trap
did
as a single target.
So it does
Lightning
one
trap
more
is 1 mana, boys.
One
1 mana.
Spam it all
1
you
more
want.
damage and 150 more damage at max level, and gets a total of +3 radius at level 20.
Yep.
And almost doubled the damage effectiveness.
Yeah, that's
Needed.
Lightning still feels bad,
Yeah.
but it's a little bit better.
Maybe I mean, I don't really know how radius works in like the larger amounts, so maybe +3 radius is actually pretty good. I feel like we have to just get a feel for this, but I'm not sure it's going to be sufficient.
Yeah, I don't either.
Lightning trap nerf
Trap,
for low level, buff at high level.
buff at high level,
And
way
35%
more damage effectiveness. So
Cool.
woo!
Lightning trap
I mean,
is
Lightning
also.
Fire-
They've
Lightning
buffed
Trap
traps
is-
pretty well.
Yeah, they're buffing traps, guys. Hand casting. And
Hey, you're using
casting.
your hands to throw those traps, don't you know?
You are throwing the trap.
I mean, casting, if you think about it, is just a word to say throwing a net. And what's a net other than a trap? There you go. Hand casting
Yeah.
confirmed. All right, Lightning War
War.
0.05
It's
better.
faster.
Woo. Still has anti-synergy with every single duration skill in the game,
Yeah.
and everybody likes duration. Woo. All right, Magma Orb. Absolutely more mana. One more mana. Oh no. More damage level 1. That's a lot of damage level 1. 9 to 12. What is it? Isn't that skill like level 8 or something? Isn't Magma Orb low level?
Magma Orb, it's 1.
Magma Orb 1? Yeah, okay. I thought it was 8 for some reason. Yeah, that's a lot of damage for a level 1 skill.
Yeah, 9 to 12, and then slightly more
Basically
damage
the
at
same.
20 because Gloomfang isn't busted. Moving on.
Molten Shell. Less mana. Cool. Orb Storms. Less mana. Cool. 3 to 9 lightning damage. Actually, this is technically a nerf to Orb Storms because you can't use it to proc, what's it called? That support thing, Arcane Surge as easily now.
Yeah, because it's cheaper.
Yeah. Way more damage.
Way more damage, though.
Way more damage. And way more damage.
And
Cool.
way more
Nobody's going to
damage.
play Orb Storms as a main skill.
It's actually a good support skill, though, now. Now you
Yeah.
can do it with, like, hand cast arc and just fucking go nuts.
I guess,
And
but if
have
you're playing
actually
Arc,
good
is
secondary damage.
Orb Storms actually going to hit anything? I feel like the problem...
Yeah, well,
I feel like the problem
dude.
is in the current iteration of the game, there exists very little which a fully optimized build is not going to one-shot anyway. So Orb Storms is like only for single target? I guess it's fine for single target.
Yeah, I mean, it will help on single target fights, but, I mean, it's a lot of damage. Like, it's free damage. I mean, you just drop the fucker and just go, woo, cast an R. And that's all you do. It's
Yeah.
easy.
Yeah.
It's free damage.
It is a lot more free damage now. It's almost a 50%. It's actually more than 50%, isn't it?
Yeah,
353 if it's like 175, so it'd be like 4 something. Yeah, it's like almost slightly more. It's like 55% more damage.
it's pretty substantial.
Pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, you might actually drop. You might take that with you, just because it's easy damage.
Yeah, you might just drop it while leveling. It might be the new. It might be like Orb Storms plus something. Might be a good way to do this now.
Yeah. Let's
Anyway,
see.
phase
Phaedron
one.
is cheap. Is barely cheaper. Great.
Projectile
Charge
weakness
weakness
33.
is
Punishment
punishment the
33.
same. Rallying cry is
Slightly
cheaper. Who gives a shit?
Ray Spectre slightly cheaper. Cool. For that skill, you're supposed to use once and then never cast it again, except if you
Again.
all die for whatever reason.
Reckoning!
To 40. I guess it's relevant for the Spectre jewel that makes your Spectres die over, like, are be really
Yeah.
OP but die soon. Cool.
Yeah, that might help that.
Why do these attack skills have
Reckoning hits
20
40 targets.
cap?
Rejuve Totem, so bad it gets a sub.
So, Reju Totem, so bad it doesn't even get its own fucking, like,
Doesn't
page.
get a header.
Wow.
It's just shit. And it costs less mana now. Still shit. Moving on.
Wow. Slightly more Scorching Ray. Wow. It's so sad.
One more damage. One more mana. Whatever.
More damage.
Better base.
Much more damage. 100 more damage.
Yeah,
25,
huge amount of damage.
over 25%, like 27% buff or something.
No longer
No
lowers enemy. Now applies fire exposure as max stacks. Uh,
That is a huge nerf.
it's a huge nerf to it. I think that's why they increase the damage of the base so much.
Yeah.
Is because you're not getting the strip until you're max stacks, and keeping max stacks is actually kind of a pain in the ass.
Not only
Unless
is
you can face tank.
not
If
only
you
is
can face
keeping-
tank, it's a buff.
yeah, but not only is keeping max stacks a pain in the ass, it means that all of your damage incrementally leading to it is lowered.
Yeah, but like I said, if you can face tank, it will be a damage increase. But you have to be able to face tank. Like you have to just be able to sit in their face and just charge 8 forever. Never give a shit.
Yeah, that's rough, man.
Yeah, but I think you can do it. I think with like
Yeah.
Trickster or something like that, you can probably get away with it. And it's probably overall a buff.
Scourge
It's a little
Arrow is
rough.
now Chaos Gem.
And Chaos. Cool.
It wasn't? Why wasn't it?
No, it's
Whatever.
who the hell knows. Seismic Trap. Does it
100
say the
more
cooldown
damage.
is now 1 second?
No, it doesn't.
Nope, it's shit.
Alright, Shock Nova.
Let's- Shock Nova, faster casting, slightly
Come
less
on,
mana.
More damage. 300 more damage
Yeah.
at max level. That's
Level.
off 40%.
Doubled
damage buff.
the fucking effectiveness.
Wow, yeah, that's a lot.
Shock Nova should be fairly playable now.
Shock Nova. I remember Shock Nova was popular with Cock sometimes.
Yeah, it's pretty good now.
Shockwave Totem slightly less. Oh, a lot less mana actually. Almost 20
we
less
got
mana.
huge less damage.
A lot more
Good,
damage level
way more-
1. 50% more damage at max level.
More damage at fucking 40% more.
Shockwave Totem's gonna hit real hard. The question is, will the AoE
no
be large
radius,
enough?
Yeah, that's the big thing. Is the radius change is going to be big enough to save it from having poopy AoE. Siphon Trap now deals.
Maybe because you can have a lot of them, but I don't know. Not sure.
It deals slightly more damage. It's still fucking terrible.
It's not slightly. It's a lot more damage, but it's still terrible.
It's still terrible. It could be a million times more damage. It's so little.
Spark now deals more damage.
Yeah, the huge thing is it
200 more damage.
Fucking
20% more damage.
now clears its hit list every 0.6 seconds. This means the same projectile can hit the same monsters more frequently. And you got rid of the pierce nerf.
Pretty good.
So Spark is probably actually pretty good. Oh my god, it's Spectral Shield, so the worst skill ever. Base offhand attack speed is now 0.65 at level 1 from 0.7. Doesn't help. It's still shit. Still
this is
shit.
the saddest
Base
buff I've
projectile
ever seen.
is now
right.
slightly faster.
Stormbrand. This is the relevant one for our leveling. 2 to 7 from 3 to 8. That's not bad. 75 to 225.
That's big.
But
it doesn't matter.
But it doesn't matter because we don't use it that far.
Yeah. We could probably still level with Stormbrand.
Yeah, this seems fine.
Yeah, Stormbrand's still probably going to be great leveling. It's just
the one thing that we're going to have to find is what's the alternative to BV for our single target, because our single target is not going to be good with just a bunch of Stormbrands. We'll work that out. We'll work that out later. Anyway, Stormcall.
Stormcall. Do not buff Stormcall. You buff Stormcall. Why?
120 more damage. 100. Yeah. Stormcall pretty good.
Ball Stormcall is pretty good, I hear.
Stormcall has been pretty good for a while. I mean, dude, Stormcall with what's it called? What? Oh, SOS
I
just got
should have
nerfed.
seen that coming.
What? Just SOS just being nerfed?
Yep. Just nerf it. Because SRS is too good, guys. Let's nerf fucking SRS.
Yep.
God,
dude, they nerfed. That's also all they did to skeletons as well, dude.
By 1, they increased SRS by 4.
Yeah.
It was necessary, I guess. Okay, moving on. Tempest Shield doesn't matter. It's just less mana, which you probably don't care because it's not a trigger gem.
Temp Chains is now 29% for okay, what was the Temporal Chains effect before? I want
40.
Was it 40?
40. I'm pretty sure. 99% sure it was 40.
I think you're right, but I'm just gonna go check if the PoE wiki is willing to work. No, it was. Oh, hello, PoE wiki. It was 20 to 29. That was the leveling. What the hell, Chrome? I'm just trying to open the wiki. It was other effects on cursed enemies expire 40% slower. 40% reduced effect of curse against players. That's it. Yeah, so 20 to 29. So it's the same for regular. 14% against Resident.
14. So it lost 15 off of bosses.
Yep. But we have to see what the new value of boss stuff is.
Balance is, yeah.
All right, we're almost at the end. Unearth. Projectile damage.
Small area with a spell. That's nice.
Cool. Oh, it's a lot more damage actually. 37 fizz damage, level 1 from 19. And 1,200 more damage, so like that's 20.
And better, 25%
more damage. Cool, but I don't think anyone's gonna use Unearth as like a. I mean, whatever. Vengeance. Why? Whatever.
Yeah.
PD.
All dead. Got nerfed.
Lel. Vortex.
It needed it. It's still powerful. Who gives a shit? Moving on.
Vortex deals less base hit damage at all levels and less base dot damage at all levels. Very little though at max. Like it only lost 40 damage.
And Vortex is so fucking good now. It's not gonna matter.
Yeah. Vulnerability 33, Warlord's Mark 33. So yeah, all curses are 33 now.
Dude, you're gonna hit if you hit 40
Whirling
targets
Blades!
with Whirling Blades, good. You're a god if you hit 40 targets with Whirling Blades.
You know what?
You're a god if you hit 20 enemies with Whirling Blades.
This like is literally only affecting those 3 people that haven't read patch notes for the past 5 years and that are still ghost busting.
Yeah, no
And
shit.
somehow are trying to kill things with Whirling Blades.
Let's see. Winter Orb. Here
Orb,
comes another big boy.
Base level 1
Hey,
buff. So it's a better leveling skill and it's lost quite a fair bit at max level. It's
Yeah, and lost damage
10%.
effectiveness.
About 10%. 10%. So less 10% damage if it less 10% actual damage. And wither slightly less. Okay, cool.
Ball skills.
Vol BV lost half damage at level 1. Actually, not half damage, a third of damage.
Third of its damage.
And 60 damage
And
max.
Max.
Man, yeah,
And a little bit-
BV's still fine. It's
still
going to be
good.
weaker leveling. It's not going to be like the freest leveling in history of ever where a 1-link melts bosses, but it's still going to be strong late game, so that's fine. Vol Cold Snap. Vol Cold Snap couldn't affect... What is up with this cap that we just are suddenly
Yeah.
discovering about?
Yeah, no, I knew it was there. It just never matters. Like, you rarely hit that much.
Oh, Vol DD. Yay, buff at level 1. Yay, buff at max level.
Look at that
Yay,
damage
buff
effectiveness.
with damage effectiveness. Dude, Vol DD damage effectiveness,
DD.
stacking with fucking things. I'm doing it. I'm
Fall
doing
Flame
it.
buff, Fall Fireball buffed, Purities now gain 4% auras, up down from 5. Now causes you to take 25% less damage instead of 25 reduced damage, which was needed. Valrach's Fire now gains 15% more spell damage while activate gen level 1 from 20 up to 28. Down
That's
to 39.
good.
So they
It was
nerfed
annoying the
Valrach's Fire.
Valrach's Fire was obligatory on any spellcaster.
Yeah,
It makes it more optional. It's still really good, so it's still probably going to be used by most, but it's a bit more optional. Like 40% damage is you couldn't skip that. You were
Yeah, you
basically
couldn't.
better than low life at the press of a button. Like
Yeah, and you still can't even really get rid of it. 28% is still fucking stupid. For
28%
no link, for at worst, that and increased duration.
Yeah.
You're still pressing that button.
I know, but it's a step in the right direction.
Yeah, and Ball Lightning Trap, damage effectiveness increase. Cool. So, Storm Barrier is now called Infused
Infused
Channeling.
channeling has
No longer reduces lightning damage, no longer grants
So
power
change
charges when
charge.
hit.
Okay, but what does it do? It reduces damage taken from hits while channeling of types matching the supported skill gems tags. So whatever you are channeling, you take less damage of that element. So also reduces physical damage taken from hits while channeling. Okay, so you take less fizz and you take less whatever element you're channeling. So if it's on warb, you take less cold damage. And then grants
Interesting.
fusion, it grants more damage of types matching the supported skills gem tags, and causes supported skills to deal more damage based on the gem's level. So it's just a damage support,
It's a damage
No.
support with an extra with defense on,
and
which is
it gets more damage if you channel for long enough. We'll have to see
Yeah.
what the time is, but that's cool.
that's really. I mean, channel skills look really good. Like I can see like Scorching Ray being very very good. This league.
Yep.
Let's see. Arcane Surge now causes supported skills to deal 10% more spell damage while you have the Arcane Surge at 1, up to 19 at level 20. This is separate from the spell damage multiplier granted by the Arcane Surge buff itself. That's really good.
Yep. So
It's a 10. It's now up to a 19% more multiplier with a buff, but it now has a higher multiplier, which is actually good for this skill.
it's up to
You actually want
29%
that
at max level.
29. Is it only 10% for the damage buff?
Arcane Surge is only 10%. What is the Arcane Surge support? Arcane Surge support goes all the way up to 20. So it'll be 39% more spell damage at max level. Wait.
Max level when you proc, when you have the buff up.
Yeah, that's it. When you have the buff up. So it's interesting because it's a thing that doesn't do anything until you spend the mana, but usually you're gonna be able to have this mana like right away.
Yeah. Chain.
Now, because the support skills you have
Chain got
30% less
buffed.
damage. From 50
That
up to
is
11
nutty.
from 31. Yeah, it's 20% more damage on chain.
That is huge. That is some big dips. Chain's definitely now more usable.
Yep.
DK is slightly better.
For 10% from 30, 9% from 11. So Fork is way better early, but still kind of the same later, I guess.
Gets more damage though.
Yeah,
It's like
2%.
slightly more multiplier. Hello. I mean, it's still more usable.
Yeah, okay, but it's only 2%. It's not. I feel like if you were thrown off from 11% before, I don't know how much it being only 9 now is gonna make you consider it more.
I mean, 20% more damage depending on the skill. It's nice.
No, it's not 20% more damage. At max level, it's only 2% more damage.
No, because it's 9% more damage from 11 less.
Oh, okay, my bad. I misread.
It's
I'm a dumbass. Okay,
20%.
it is 20%. Okay, yeah. Okay,
Which is huge.
Yeah, that's actually pretty big then. I'm a dumbass. Ignore me.
It's all good.
Innervate.
Innervate. What did they change on Innervate? Now grants the
More
support skill.
flat lightning.
More flat lightning. The Innervate buff now
And
lasts
last 8 seconds. That's
before.
very good because you'd run out. It would run out. Cool.
You'd run out fast. That's good.
Actually, having an
grants-
Innervate side skill, like Innervate on like Orbis Storms or whatever, might be better now because you could pop it, have your Innervate for 8 seconds, and you only have to pop it once every 8 seconds, so it's not that bad.
Yeah.
Life Leech.
It's just they got rid of the
notice
leech.
10% increased
Now
damage.
gives damage.
Okay.
Which is like, who gives a shit? Onslaught's really OP as shit now. It's really good.
What time hitting any kind of onslaught? Yeah, really good.
It's so good.
That was needed, but it's really good.
It means it's a better leveling gem.
Spell Cascade causes support skills to deal 40% less damage. Gem level 1 from
10%.
50, 21 from 31. Okay, 10% more
That's
damage
nice.
from Spell Cascade, which works really well with Storm Call, by the way. Phantasm on kill. 10% chance to summon a Phantasm with support skills.
Which is fan-fucking-tastic.
Yeah, you can actually make a Phantasm.
That build does something.
I love how now summon Phantasm and kill can summon Phantasm on non-kill.
A non-kill.
But it's still
It's-
called Summon Phantasm. Why couldn't they just call it
Call
Summon
Summon
Phantasm support?
Or, yeah.
Call
Let's see the sniper. So sniper and nullification. Those two nodes that you thought were shit, they're gone.
Yeah, sounds good.
Straight removed from the game.
Okay,
lethal assault.
oh god, how much? Oh my god, there's so much past
We got a long way to go, dude.
Jesus fucking Christ. Okay.
We got a long way to go.
Give me a second. I'm gonna open up the tree. Open up past the building. Because for the sake of the video, I'm gonna want to get shit. I need my POB. Okay, this will work. Alright, so Sniper and Nullification are the two clusters over here. Nullification and Sniper. So now, new cluster is Lethal Assault, 18% increased damage, projectile speed, 10% increase, so I guess that replaces Sniper.
Yeah.
All fast is
That's a
above and
good
below it,
fucking
grant 8% damage, just generic damage.
Prod speed and area of effect.
Really nice, really nice.
Those are very good nodes now.
Resourcefulness grants evasion rating, increased magazine shield, and life regen per second. So it's basically nullification, except you lose res and you get life regen instead.
Look at wait. 5% max life, and you gained regen. That's really fucking good.
You gained regen, lost all LE, but you got the LE on the small nodes, which now just give you flat ES and life.
Flat life and all res, and so it didn't lose the all res. They just split into the small nodes.
Yeah, exactly. But now you have to take both small nodes. Usually you would only take the one to go to nullification. Now you have to take both small nodes if you want the res.
If you want the res.
I don't think it's worth it, but whatever. Okay.
I mean, yeah,
I think it's nice.
buff.
It's nice though, yeah.
The Mind Drinker cluster has been moved slightly south to share its earlier passive with the Shadow Jewel socket. Thank you,
which one's the Mind Drinker cluster? Is that the
Drinker
it's the
cluster
one
is
on the right, yeah. The fucking terrible thing.
What it means is the Triangle of Doom is gone.
Oh, okay, good.
That
Fuck that
fucking
stupid thing.
Ugly triangle. Where it's like you
Stupid
have to
ass
spend one more point to get anywhere.
Uh,
Felt fucking bad every
cool,
time
Regen
you
and Mind
did it.
Drinker. Who gives a shit? Soul Thief, which is where Mind Drinker used to be. Maybe the triangle's not gone, my dude.
Probably. I think what it is that They put the life and the mana together. Is what they did.
Okay, so Soul Thief is ES Leech, cool, and some max ES. Arcane Swiftness Cluster, near Ghost Reaver, cast speed while holding a shield, spell damage per 5% chance to block, 1% spell damage per 1% chance to block attack damage. Basically, I don't know why they went 5 per 5. I guess it's because it won't count integers in between. Avoid elemental elements while holding shield, avoid being stunned while holding a shield, block attack damage while holding a shield. Okay, cool. Spell damage while holding a shield. We don't really care. Mostly because it's like cast speed. Static Blows, moves west 1 passive. Where was Static Blows? It was this thing. No, that's Arcane Blows.
Mostly
Where's Static Blows?
it no longer grants any increase to lightning damage. Now grants 20% increased shock duration, 40% increased critical strike chance against shocked enemies, 30% increased damage if you've shocked recently, 30% increased effect of shock. The other passive that grants 15% crit against shocked enemies, 10 damage against shocked recently, 15. So now it's an actual true shock.
Mm-hmm. Cool. Effective shock got buffed by 5% overall by that. That's like the most important stat for me. New notable near EB Arcane Expanse, 15% spell damage, 10% increased area effect if you've killed recently. Rip Miners, 10% increased area effect for spell kills, and 10 int, 10 spell damage and 10% AoE. Cool. Some spell damage and AoE. Some more spell damage and AoE on tree. With
Which one?
Conditional. Out near EB. They're
Near
adding one
being the
near EB,
notable
yeah.
grants 15 spell, 10 area if you killed recently, 10 area for spells, and 10 it. That's
Yeah. New cluster north of the Witch, Enigmatic Reach. 8% increased attack speed with staves. Cast speed while wielding a staff. Increased AoE per power charge. And 10% increased area of effect while wielding a staff. 2 small preceding passes. Total 16% increase every while wielding a staff. Cool. Okay, so some AoE staff nodes. Cool. Fun. And a new cluster next to Enigmatic Defense. 5% chance to block spell damage. Oh, it's a staff block. Unholy Might on block. So cool.
So random.
Yeah, it's like a weird. It's just
Mind
like
barrier.
cool hardcore, I guess.
Mind Barrier is dead. Farewell, Mind Barrier.
Wait, which one was Mind Barrier?
It was the fucking
Oh,
cast shield nodes that
yeah,
were
that
so
thing.
bad that they were forgotten. Farewell,
God.
Mind Barrier. You were shit.
Okay, I don't feel bad about not remembering that one now because it's garbage.
Cool Prep is getting a new thing.
Notable block spell damage while holding a shield, spell damage while holding a shield, energy shield, 60% increase in shield from equipped shield. That's a lot.
That is, it's basically Mind Barrier, but not complete dog shit.
Mm-hmm.
That's what the rest of the passive do. A lot of fucking spell damage if you're holding a shield.
Mm-hmm.
4% block spell damage while holding a shield. 40% increased block recovery. 40%. That nodes are less shit now. That's actually pretty good.
Yeah, it might be
If you're gonna
legit.
go
Might be considering it. I might go shield. Well, actually, I might. I don't know. I'll have to see. I'll have to see how the damage feels, but whatever. A new cluster next to Cruel Prep, north of the Witch, Arcane Guarding.
Yeah, that's the one we were
yeah,
just
okay. Pain Attunement
Pain
between Witch and Shadow Lucidity. Pain Attunement's over here. Okay. The notable grants 40% chance to avoid being stunned while channeling. 30% increased damage with channeling skills. Minus 3 total night cost of channeling skills. Preceding 2 passes got a total of 5 cast speed, attack speed. 14% increased damage with channeling skills.
That's really good, actually. Those nodes are fucking nutty.
This is also really interesting with Blade Flurry.
Yeah. It's not spell generic. It's just channeling generic.
Yeah. Generic channeling damage, and you get attack speed while channeling.
Oh god, Dark Art was so shit.
Which one was that?
Dark Art?
Oh, it's that one. The one I took once because I needed a 4th notable from my jewel. That like gave you Headhunter if you had 4 notables. It's like the only time I ever remember taking this. What does it do now? Cast speed while dual wielding. Okay, so it's the dual wielding version of the shield thing. Cast speed if you use the movement skill recently. Mana regen if you use the movement skill recently. 10 dex intelligence. 12 cast speed while dual wielding. Cooldown recovery speed. Ooh, cooldown recovery speed and movement skills. This is going to be great for self-casters that use Flame Dash. like really good.
Yeah, definitely like how it's movement speed based. That's
Okay.
really nice.
Mysticism. Oh, this is okay. So this is has been moved to between the Witch and Templar. Okay, so this thing got ditched over to the left, and now this is a new thing, which is Mysticism, which gives block attack damage while dual wielding, block spell damage while dual wielding, spell damage while dual wielding, gain a frenzy charge when you block, gain a power charge when you block spell damage.
Spell damage.
Other passes in the cluster, and give it attack speed, cast speed while dual wielding.
Still really bad.
Yeah, it's terrible. Never gonna use this.
Singular focus we already know about.
Yeah, we've seen singular focus already. It's just the
it's really good.
While channeling, which is also it's really good. Wheelless and Templar has been reworked. There are now 2 wheels, a big one and a small one within it. Small one contains the Divine Judgment notable, which is this one. Or is the Divine Judgment the left one? No, it's Celestial Judgment.
Easy.
Where's Divine Judgment?
Divine Judgment.
Search for it because I am failing right now.
It's
it's the bottom one. Okay, yeah. No, wait, that's Divine Fervor. What the fuck? Where's Divine Judgment? Or is it a new thing?
I think they're retarded. Is what it is. I think it's supposed to be Celestial Judgment.
Oh.
That's my guess. It's Celestial Judgment. Let me read the rest. Divine. Let's see. The small case Divine Judgment now gives you 18 burning, 18 elemental, 18 effective non-element, and also causes your damage to penetrate 4% of elemental resistance. Yeah, it's Celestial Judgment. There's no way they just gave you more Celestial Judgment. The 3 passives of that wheel grant 24% increased elemental damage, 10% increased burning, 8% non-element, and 1% LE pad. Yeah, so yeah, they fucked up. It's Celestial Judgment. It's not Divine Judgment. They're just bad.
Okay. Okay. That makes sense. Big Outer Wheel has Divine Fury, 20% Global Fist, almost an elemental damage. 5% of Fizz damage is extra fire damage, and fire spells have 15% of physical damage converted to fire damage. Whoa. That is really good.
That's pretty nutty.
Divine Wrath grants 12% increase global Fizz damage. 5% damage is extra lightning damage, and lightning spells have 15% of physical damage converted to lightning damage. Whoa.
So that means you only got to get 40%? 35%? Because I think the new ones are 50. So you would need to get another 35% to have 100% conversion.
This makes it really easy to go fire with just AOF.
Like ridiculously easy.
I mean, you're basically starting at 95. Add a new cluster between main stability and Light Eater. 20% increased max total recovery per second from Energy Shield Leech. Spell damage and shield is leech. So it's like the ES Leech node. Increased spell damage on Energy Shield.
The 2 piercing, 30% spell damage leech, and 30% increased leech for. Next to the new, add a new cluster to your Arcane Vision. Theory of Feast we already know about.
Yeah, that's the other leech one. Heart of Flame, Heart of Ice, Heart of Thunder. Each now grant 1-2% of the effect elements damage leached as Energy Shield.
So nice.
Cool.
Nice.
Ash, Frost, and Storm near LE Equilibrium. So this piece of shit wheel now grants 10% increased element damage from 16, 20% reduced reflect damage from 10. Now it also grants 6% to all LE resistances. The preceding passives now also grant 3% all elemental resistances, as well as 10%.
I think that's like 12 LE 12 all res, basically. 12 all res plus.
Yeah, it's 12 all res, and the ones before, they give the same elemental damage. I mean, yeah, it's cool. It's slightly more damage. Still not that great. I mean, the reflect is nice, I guess, if you're trying to make a reflect immune build that somehow isn't really reflect immune, or like you're getting janky reflect immune sources, but whatever. Blunt Trauma and Suicide is getting some small cost in Organic Hammer. They're doing well.
She got their own wheel. Good job.
There's a Blunt Trauma moving out. Serpent got some cost and filling it with used IKEA furniture and also staff stats. What? The was unchanged, but now it's 3 preceding passes, which grants total of 60% increased global crit strike chance while wielding a staff, and 16 global crit multi while wielding a staff. Cool, so you get some crit and some crit multi. Where was Serpent Stance again? It was on the right side, right? Or was that the one on the top left with the crit multi? Oh yeah, that was the one on the top left with the crit multi. That's the one you already took. It just
Yeah,
has
they're
more stuff
already
now.
really good. Yeah, now
Firewalker, Lightning Walker, and Frostwalker now grant 20% as a skill element from 20 as well as cast speed with skills with associated element.
those two. That's a good 2-pointer now.
Yeah, it is. That's really good. Mental Rapidity now grants 8% increased cast speed, up from 6%, and a preceding passive you grant 4% increased cast speed, up from 3. Okay, cool. It's still just a wheel that only gives cast speed. You really have to want to invest heavily in cast speed for that. Explosive Impact, ignore small passives before the notable no cost fire spells have 10% physical damage converted to fire damage. Okay,
There's the other part.
there's the other, this is a final conversion. So no gear needed for fire conversion for
First throw
skills
fire.
that already have fire. This is also really interesting. Wait, where is Explosive Impact again?
It's the AoE rule.
Okay.
It's
This
the
is
one in
really interesting for the builds that were going Molten Strike, because this is giving you a lot of conversion to fire with Fizz as extra fire and with Fizz to fire in the Templar and up with the Templar. So I think that's really good for Molten Strike, which by the way did not get nerfed. So Molten Strike's still OP.
Still good. Storm Weaver. Notable grants 10% ailments, non-damaging ailments, in addition to previous boons. Small passives no longer increase the effect of chill and the effect of shock. Now instead they cause cold spells to have 10% physical damage converted to cold, and lightning spells have 10% physical converted to lightning. So basically, I'm guessing.
Interesting.
So I don't. It's not useful for you because you're still double gemming
Yeah. So like
or almond jetting. I don't know where this.
the
would
problem
be
is it's too far
from
for
the other
me
one.
from anything. That's my problem, because it's like it's so many points, because theoretically you could ditch like a jewel and just convert the last 20% to 10% cold, 10% lightning, and just have 10% of your damage be lightning instead of whatever. Which isn't ideal, but it's fine. You know, it's okay. That's what we did last league, and it worked perfectly fine. It's just the pathing's too out of the way. But it is very interesting that generic fizz spells for non-miners that are going to be in this side of the tree anyway are going to just be able to convert most of their fizz. Like even just a generic fizz spell like BV, you can now convert like 40% of it on tree just from here, basically, because you can convert. Actually, no, 45%. You can convert 25 to fire and 20% to cold and lightning, was just I'm just talking tree. So you have 45% conversion on tree right next to Templar.
Yeah.
Cool.
Which means you can basically convert everything into pure. You take any fizz spell and basically make it pure LE.
Snowforged. Oh, good. I was already taking Snowforged. How do they change it? Now grants 10% fire and cold res. Cool. And also small passive. Small cold passive grants 20% crit strike chance. Cool, I guess. What did it do
More
before?
crit.
Just more crit. Okay. Nimbleness also grants 12% chance to crit multiplier for spells. 2% passive all grants crit chance. Where was nimbleness? Nimble. Oh, it's that wheel there. The cast speed.
The cast speed, and then cast speed movement speed.
Cool. It's good for self cast. It's
really good for it's really good for self cast.
Yeah,
Self cast crit. I mean, it literally has everything.
Mm-hmm. Okay, let's keep on going. I want to try to get this done. We're already over an hour in. Trickster.
Shit, this is long as hell.
Swift Killer, and also causes you to gain a power charge. Okay, we already knew this.
Each second while channeling.
Ghost Dance.
So Ghost Dance. This is the big one.
3% reduced damage taken per Ghost Shroud. So you have 9% reduced damage taken. One hit. Recovery up to 5% of your ES. 5%.
Ooh, that could be really good.
Yeah.
5% chance to evade while you have that's really good. 5% chance to evade while you have energy shield.
And 10%.
And 10% increased moves while you have energy shield.
And getting hit gives you energy shield. So yeah, it's pretty like basically always gonna
escape part of this. No longer prevents you from being stunned if you haven't been hit recently. No longer grants 8% reduced damage taken if you haven't been hit recently. It now grants 12% attack speed. Cast speed per Ghost Shroud. Cannot be stunned while you have a Ghost Shroud. 20% chance to dodge spell if you have energy shield. Wow.
We have a lot of dodge and evade on this thing.
That's a lot of a fucking attack and cast speed. That's 36 cast speed, 36 attack speed.
Yeah, really good for clear speed. Trickster self-cast.
That might be my second build. I might seriously be doing Scorching Ray Trickster.
Yep. You could definitely do that. Except I don't know if Scorching Ray is the way to go because I feel like some of the other skills might be better because Scorching Ray, the nerf is gonna make it hard, like rougher.
I don't think it's gonna matter. You're just not gonna get hit.
No, I'm
You're
talking
saying-
about the nerf that you have to get 8 charges on them for them to start taking more damage from Scorching Ray.
Yeah, but I don't think it's gonna matter too much. You have enough cast speed, it won't matter.
Well, yeah, we'll see.
Prolonged Pain now grants 5% more damage over time. Nice.
Yeah, I guess that works with Scorching Ray. Anyway, Inquisitor
causes
Sanctity is now called Sanctuary, and causes consecrated
Creates you
ground.
apply
Create to apply
10%
10%
increase.
to enemies. You've consecrated ground around you while stationary, and 15 mana regen per second while on consecrated ground. That's a lot of mana regen.
That's a lot of mana.
Pious
Pious
has
has
been
been
reworked
20% increased cast and attack speed
from
while consecrated ground.
25.
From 25, so they nerfed
lost
it.
5. But your consecrated ground you create grants immunity to LE elements to you and allies. 200 ES regen per second.
Yeah,
And it
And
lingers for 4 seconds.
for 4
Cool.
seconds. Pretty nice. It's a little weird supporty, but okay. Ascended. Slayer no longer grants 20% increased damage while leeching. Now grants 30% increased area effect if you've killed recently, up from 20. That also grants 50% reduced maximum recovery per leech.
See, I'm not reading what you're reading. I just see a line here that just says rename to Berserker. And then it stops.
It's so bad. They goddamn nuked it.
Item balance. Enchantments. Now with their own mod slots.
know that.
That's really good. Yeah, we know that, but it's like it's huge change.
So good.
Stormburst, whatever. I don't get the Stormburst rework. It seems bad. 3 two-tone boots, base type 7 plus the resistance value lowered. Okay, makes sense because now everybody's gonna always have them, and it's not a trade-off in enchantments.
Yeah, no longer a trade-off.
Bone helmet base types have their increased melee damage
Whoa,
lowered. Good, absolutely good. That was
needed.
terrible. Like,
Needed.
yeah. These versions will be changed. Go whatever. Sources provide aspect of you and aspect of cat. Now the aspect tracked. Even when the item is no longer equipped, this makes it impossible to sustain one portion of the aspects. Alternating buff. What the fuck? God damn it, people.
Nice glitch.
Staff mod should appear on Shaper against 178 per tenant. Okay, buff to the
Off the lightning
caster.
craft one.
You no longer roll or craft more than 1 X% of physical damage taken as Sparkle Lightning mod on a single item. Lel.
No longer craft more than one X taken as.
Same goes for
nice back.
conversion.
Yeah,
You
no
can now
shit.
craft the damage conversion bail mods and items also have an increase to the damage type with the same element on them. Okay, cool. You no
You
longer
can
craft the 3
the
veiled
three
mana
veiled
mods.
mod, which were available to ring ammo all on the same item, which was include the other. Oh wow, you could literally have crafted all of them.
That's so stupid. You can no longer craft multiple mods which affect names called in the same item. Okay.
Yeah, I knew that one existed.
Yeah. Fireburst.
Hey,
40, another one.
40.
What the fuck?
It has better damage effect.
Cartography, Scarabs, 50% less. Who gives a
Half
shit?
off.
Sulfite, over 50%. Like, fucking destroyed. We already knew this.
90% off, get nuked. Div card got cut in half. Tech slam, whatever.
We already knew that. Corruption outcomes increase the aura
Alright,
effect
so
of new
corruption
aura
outcomes-
skills. Yeah.
That's cool.
That's normal. It's the belt corruptions that are needed. Unique
Unique
balance. Cloak of
balances.
Termor Isli can once again be obtained. Other methods is secret waiting to be discovered. Okay, cool. Some kind of vendor recipe. Blood of Corruptions, Gluttony of Elements, skill now grant curse immunity
Yeah,
while
Chris,
active.
we already know
Yep.
that.
Death of Death Aura deals 25% more damage per second. Dude, Death Oath Occultist this league is going to be...
Occultist.
Whispering Ice Storm now has 0.75 and 6% chance to crit. What did it used to have?
Yeah, what was
it
the old one?
5? I'm
It's
looking
probably
it up.
5. I just don't know how slow. It's probably 0.9.
It was 5 and cast time was 1. So that is 25% more cast speed.
It will still crash your computer.
Yep. Awesome. Might make one.
Rippling Thoughts, Storm Cascade skill now has added effectiveness of 100 and it has a cooldown of 0.5. What the hell was the
Cool.
cooldown of it before?
I don't fucking know. Who cares? Like, what?
It was a cool skill. It was just so fucking slow.
What was it?
Rippling Thoughts,
let's-
Storm
Yeah, no,
Cascade.
I know. What is it? What changed? Effectiveness
It's
of 100.
It's
cooldown
100% damage
0.5.
effectiveness and 0.5 cooldown.
Oh, okay. It had a 0.8 cast time. No, it doesn't matter. Cooldown was 1, so it's half the cooldown, 40% increased damage effectiveness. Cool, I guess.
Voice acquires lightning bolt now does more damage. Cool.
Also, pressing crit variance, now against hitting anybody, 7% increased crit chance for attack, previously caused enemies to have an additional 2% chance to receive a crit.
That makes sense.
Yeah, that's normal. It's just because they're reworking crit.
Yeah.
Your version spells represent can appear with mods that cause the new aura skills to reserve no mana.
Yeah.
Makes sense. Kingmaker now has mobile allies have 50% crit multi. Nearby allies have fortify.
Holy shit.
Jesus Christ.
Increase physical damage? Okay, so our enemy guardian has a Kingmaker holding sitting on him at all times.
Well, no. It doesn't give allies increased physical damage, eh? They just buff the physical damage of the thing.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter. 50 crit multi and nearby allies have fortify.
Yeah, that's pretty great. Instead of culling strike and 30% rarity. Like,
Yeah,
Jesus
well,
Lord. Okay, Kingmaker's great. We'll have to look about how we can.
it's easy. It's just Soul Taker plus.
No, I know how to make it. It was something we'll have to look at, like the price and stuff.
We buying one. What the fuck would we doing? Oh, no longer grants attack speed.
Woo, do it. We dare you.
Yeah, divine these fuckers. Divine them. I dare you.
78 buff nerf to lore weave.
Good thing I have 2 lore weaves that are fucking now legacy.
Yeah, I have a bunch of them. So who gives a shit?
A new version of Watcher's
that?
Eyes can appear. No shit.
Yeah, no, it's going to be interesting
We
though.
know
What's the new things? It's always 3 per skill. So what are going to be the 3 things that come per skill? That's going to be interesting.
Spreading out, we knew. Post pen now only triggers spells socketed within it if you attack with that specific weapon. Previously, dual wielding the post pen would mean that you would trigger spells from both weapons with each attack.
So half spells. They just
Half
have the spells of post pen.
It's a hurt.
Yeah.
It's still probably stupid as shit. Though.
It's a really good clear, but that halves its single target basically, because that's the only time when it's relevant.
Oh, that's cool. Cinderswell Urn now applies a custom ignite visual when during its flash effect. Cool. Updated description of Soul Tile to reflect the new leech mechanics. This does not change the function of the item at all. Cool.
And clarified description. Okay.
Let's
Lily
see what
Ross
changes.
gems are now sorted into skills and supports. Good. That's going to be very nice. Lily no longer follows Blanche Lord's argument to read crafting recipes if she hasn't passed Zara's trials. You have to pass that important crafting knowledge on to her yourself. Lol. Crafting unlocks from the prophecies related to members of the Pale Court, as well as the unlock from the Pale Court encounter, can now be used up to 6 times. Good! That's good, because it was so annoying.
So dull having to do it 6 times every time. Here we go. Monster bosses, which previously had 60 to 80 less effective curses, now have 33 or 66 less effective curses on them, respectively. This includes map bosses, every boss.
So essentially, temp chains and enfeeble do now nearly nothing to uniques. They used to do more. This is a big nerf.
They nerfed the shit out of temp chains and enfeeble on bosses.
Yeah, temp chains and enfeeble are now complete garbage on bosses.
Curses though, are going to be very big.
But the damage curses are it's only 14% more. It's good. It's not that big. 14% is
well, the map bosses, normal map bosses are only 60. The 80% were like Shaper Elder and all that, which is fair. Normal map bosses get dunked even harder now, which is not a huge problem, but okay.
It's gonna be nice for those like like 3 map bosses that are slightly annoying.
Malachi gets slightly shittier.
Malachi, Desert Spring boss, but it's not high tier anymore, so it doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
And Guardians have max, right?
Yeah.
Guardians have 80 or had 80.
Yeah.
So
now they're 66. Spectre Blood Chief did have a cooldown on their power charge generating roar.
Yeah, so you couldn't just have a Spectre one thing and just be like, lol. Do Templar budget cuts, but mostly fiscal responsibility. Many of the Blackguard Jaegers in the Ascent have lost their capes.
Damn.
No capes. Junior Toy is now a master. She sells
master.
terrible decorations. You can advance her hideout by defeating ranks. Lol, I'm not doing that. The Atlas objectives will now begin appearing. Oh no, please don't. The Maps and Zana shop are now sorted by tier. Cool. That's nice for Maps and Zana shop, because I didn't understand why they changed that when they added like that she could have random tiers, and it was so annoying.
Trying to look at all of them to see where it was.
Yeah. Betrayal changes, and the great majority of cases now contain 3 separate Immortal Syndicate. The Mastermind encounter has been simplified, clarified, and made easier. Mastermind's Pillar Surge is now activated at a slower rate. Mastermind's Volatile Skeletons no longer spawn in graveyard areas with an active green fire effect. Radius of volatile skeletons explode, making it easier to safely trigger them. See, I told you that's how you had to trigger them. You have to walk on them. The problem is they blow up like half a second after, and you're on top of them. So what the fuck do you care? Improve the maximize behavior in and around the active green fire thing. She shouldn't get stuck in corners. Jesus
Yay!
Christ, that was the most annoying thing. Good.
Haku on research duty now gives
Up to
items
30%.
that can
Okay,
exceed
good. At least you can
30.
finally compete with fucking Delve.
Yeah.
Haku's chest on escort duty now give more and better items. So probably garbage.
Cool.
Acing an intervention
Alien-
duty gives jewelry with 2 veiled mods. That could be actually pretty good.
Cool.
Is it flat and
Take
fort?
that flat fortification.
More rare abyss jewels. Always gives decision device rank 3. Blah.
Nice.
Escort. Significantly more breach splinters.
Thank God that was a joke. It's like you get 5 splinters. Woo!
Janice Escort is many more quality currency items. Thank God.
you.
Janice many more Parandus coins.
Good.
More currency shards. That's fucking all garbage. Breachy, give more and better quality gems, including a 21 to 23% quality gem at rank 3.
Nice.
Cool. So at least you can get one.
Good gem.
You're guaranteed 21 to 23. I mean, it might not be good. It might be terrible, but at least 21 to 23.
Yeah.
Which would be, I guess, corrupted. Anyway.
Gives many more socketing item currency. Vagan's chest and all jobs now give more and better items. So
Still
is
crap.
Vagan not still complete shit?
No, it's still gonna be terrible because
Veil-
items in this game are bad.
Yeah, veiled items drop more frequently from Immortal Syndicate encounters because they have to.
Yeah, Jesus Christ.
Several veiled modifiers now have fewer tiers. Lower tiers contribute towards more unlocking higher tiers. However, it will undertake more unveils to unlock the highest tiers.
Okay. They're basically making high crafting rougher. I mean, all crafting is just harder, but like at least you'll get low tiers quickly now. Isflet's Veiled mod, non-chaos added as extra chaos, and split into Fizz added as chaos, Lightning added as chaos, Cold added as chaos, and Fire added as chaos. Okay.
Yeah.
New powerful versions of these modifiers can now appear. That's fine. We just go Fizz as chaos and we call it a day. +1 max items is now Shaper, and cost crowding valid items has been adjusted. Cool. As a reminder, now less likely to find fossils at depths shallower than 58, and more likely to find fossils at deeper depths. Good. That's good for us.
Hey, good.
Areas which contain voltaxic sulfite are now highly likely to contain 3 veins. This
Highly likely is it 100%.
may not be the case for areas which contain many other terrain features such as shrines or essences. Don't never put shrine or essence on your map. That's what this says.
That's what it's saying, yeah.
Prophecy that will guarantee immortal syndicate
Guarantee immortal
encounters.
syndicate.
Woo, map changes.
Okay,
Atlas, yeah, we
okay.
know. Atlas objectives now have a 20% chance to appear. Yeah, we knew that already.
60.
Layout from Caldera. Added new mini bosses. Hideouts will no longer appear in areas monsters treasure. Prophecy has triggered. Bonuses granted to upgrade breachstone areas from it that floods user bonus have been reduced. Yeah, we knew that. Pack size modifiers from these upgraded breachstones have been reduced. We knew that. Up your breachstones have as the area reduced. Oh, we also knew that. And a number of grandmasters got updated. Cool.
A lot of shit we already knew.
We know all of that. Headhunter back on the
UI.
menu because beyond. User interface, movements, mod tiers. Oh yeah, the mod tier fix for items that could not roll the highest tier mod. That's good. Crafting mention displays all mods, not just mods you have unlocked. Oh, that's nice.
That's
That,
nice.
that actually lets you know what you might be able to craft, and then you can ask
Yeah.
and see if someone else can craft it for you. That's really good. I like
Yeah.
that.
And you know what you're missing.
You can now teleport to party members waiting in the Aspirants Plaza. Add an error message for when you attempt to teleport to a party member who has been in the labyrinth long enough for the Aspirants Plaza instance to close. Okay, so you can swirl to people in the plaza now. Cool. Add more information to the master level information pop-up. Cool. Filter our shape and other items if that's something you want to do for some reason. Lol. Okay, you can now hide them.
Yeah, for reasons if you want to.
Which there are none. Quest rewards, Templar, enemy at the gate, Stormburst, Masonic Science Cadence, Wave of Conviction, Intruders in Black, Lost in Love. So it's most of the SAC 3.
Yeah.
Fixture.
It's basically exactly where you expect it to be. Like Bane is Lost in Love, fucking Malevolence is Lost in Love, where you get all the auras.
Mhm.
Soul End is available from fucking level 28, so that's Sever the Right Hand. Divine Iron's 28, so it's fucking they're fucking Gravicious. The Leech support is Fixtures of Fate. Intensity is now Fixtures of Fate.
Only interesting thing
AKA
is you
the
get Cluster
library.
Trap as a reward for completing Eternal Nightmare.
Yeah, Cluster Trap, which is nice.
And
'cause it's
Unleash.
stupid that you can. PvP changes, don't care.
What?
Bug fixes.
Dual wielding using sight to only use your main hand animation through using thrusting swords in the sand. Really cosmetic bug. Cool. Unreachable locations. They fixed some of them. Bug which caused the ancestral war chief to appear only using a single hand to attack when it's back alternating hands. Fixed the bug which prevented Tukohoma was hard from dealing damage. Okay. Kill Karina multiple times from the same encounter. It's pretty funny. Maybe you should lay off the sulfite, man. Lol. Frozen Hollow if it catches the Azure Mine that could grant flares when it shouldn't. Just as a Divine Righteous Fire effect. Bug with a chance to avoid all damage as well on a per damage type basis rather than for all damage types. Using weird behavior. Cool. Shattering Steel to only reuse the main hand weapon. Oh, wow. Interesting. Accidental Shattering Steel nerf. Lol. Well, you could get a message that you failed the challenge step immediately if successfully completing it. Oh, yeah, we got that. It's mostly in, like, twin maps and stuff. 2 stacks of grasping vines on your first against enemy with vine snare. I was always wondering why I was stacking so quickly early on. But okay, that makes sense. That's very innocent to become invulnerable and stuck for a mini phase. Okay. Son of Vanish from Epilogue. Reduce curse effect. Cost project us not pierce. We don't care. Take fire damage from burning ground. Any supposed to make a store effect on itself by using the soul vibrous pantheon power. Okay, interesting. Because it's like it would up the buff, and so it'd go beyond 0%. Aspect remain active despite changing your body armor to the spell phobic critical spelt. Bug with reset audio levels but not affect chat alerts. Connect your party member super storm completed without the storm being removed from that player's atlas. Oh, weird. I thought it didn't work, but whatever. Fix some bugs related to large amount of device variants in hideout. Georgian would continue to generate unholy relics. Okay, I knew he fucking kept on doing shit after he died.
What?
Georgian. Fucking he
Oh, yeah.
apparently would continue to generate unholy relics even after being defeated, so apparently now they fixed that. Alastiir would revert back to its first form indefinitely after hitting enemy if the caster was wearing the snake pit unique ring. That's funny. Specific miniaturation would affect summon phantasms too. Bug which would cause your current to freeze briefly when you open and close the chat window. Spell totems would inherit blade vortex stacks from you rather than having their own set. So that was a bug. Spell totems are supposed to have their own blade vortex stacks. They're not supposed to base on yourself.
Yeah, no shit. I always thought it was a bug. I mean, like, yeah.
I thought it was just a fun interaction because it works like that with a number of totem things. Cause monsters use discharge to fail to play their casting animation while doing so. You can unveil a two-handed version of the Arcane Surgeon and kill mono one-handed weapons. Dying in a menagerie will not correctly penalize your experience or count towards your total deaths. It will now. Okay.
Cool. Now you can die in the menagerie.
All right. Well, okay. What do you
Jesus.
think?
Fucking Christ. Overall, most of the changes are completely. I'm trying to think of the nicest word I can use.
Irrelevant.
Yeah, relevant works. Like, do you have more spell options? Yes. You have a lot of spell options. I don't know.
Will they feel good to play is the problem.
Yeah.
Can you kill endgame with more spells than you could?
Yeah.
Yes. Can you kill them faster? Yes. Will it feel good to play those spells? I am not sure. I honestly want to say I think all of this league right now is going to be on the backs of the 3 new support gems and how they like actually pretty heavily modify how skills work, and see are those skill gems, are those new support gems going to be able to make some skills feel good when they didn't before. I think the Unleash particularly will have a lot of potential on that. I think not having to swap conch for Ink AoE is going to be very nice for certain builds. For like the thing where you keep on spamming it and it gets smaller and smaller and you get more damage.
Yeah.
I think a number of these support gems might help. I don't think it's quite sufficient for some skills. I think there's a lot of the skills in this list that got damage buffs that was not enough. They needed more. But I think that in the amount of time that they had, it's really good.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's going to be enough that we have a lot more spell options to go from. It's not earth shattering. It's not going to be like, holy shit, these skills play so different and crazy now. It's like, they're just better. They just work. Like EK just works now. Like it's not complete. Like it probably can do single target. Like fucking Essence Drain. It just works now. It does damage. Like
Yeah, it's really interesting. There's a couple of those changes that I really like the ED one, the explosive trap, and like just a couple of those. I think the new skills all look pretty strong, so it's going to be interesting to see how they are. I feel like this will be definitely a
We did
good league
the
for trying
first.
some like random stuff. The self casting options on tree are good. I don't know how much they like. I'm gonna have to see how well it plans out to be able to. How long is it going to be before people are just like, you know what, I'd rather just throw on another totem instead and still do more damage? Because right now, totems and mines and traps still do more damage.
Yeah.
That has not been addressed whatsoever. You have more cast speed, which is
Yeah.
nice because quality of life. You have a couple nodes which are cool and interact with your your self cast and but at the end of the day, everything else still technically does those things kind of better. I'm not sure the trees changes. The tree changes are good. I don't know if they're sufficient, but they're definitely going to make self-casting feel less far apart. Like, if spellcasting was a 2 out of 10 and like totems was a 10 or an 8, I feel like now self-casting is maybe like a 4 or a 5 for those same skills.
Yeah. I mean, the big question is like I said, does it change your thought process on what we should be playing? That's the question.
For us, okay, no. This is just because like I just kind of wanted to end with like our thing because I'm recording this right just so I can throw it on
Yeah.
after. But like no, just in like that was just like my overall thoughts on kind of what's changed and how it's going to impact stuff. That's kind of it. But no, for us, I don't think so. I think the GC nerf is going to be pretty. It's going to be a lot of
Manageable?
damage, but it's going to be manageable mostly due to the fact that the curse effectiveness is basically kind of going to compensate.
Offset it.
I think it's going to be slightly rougher for Uber Elder, and I think that's the only time it's going to be really relevant because it got nerfed last because it's already lost a lot of its more damage mods from Shaper, which all got halved, and now it's got less damage as well. However, I'm interested to see in how some of the new supports might work. For example, like to not have to put in KOE, but being able to put on not unleash instead. What's it called? The other thing, where it gets smaller over time and deals more damage because that might work since you're constantly dropping the mine. I'm not sure. I'm gonna want to see some interaction with that. I think it's still gonna be more than sufficient for our purposes early on, and I still don't see something else hitting harder right now.
Yeah, that was my point though. Like even in this whole conversation, it's like looking at every spell that got buffed. Did it really fucking change a goddamn thing?
The problem for me is there's still no other skill that lends itself to do what GC does as well. There's other skills that I think are going to do more damage now, for sure. The problem is they usually have other things they need to do to be able to do that damage. They need, they need corpses for DD. They need, they don't like go through mobs. They don't automatically just pierce through the entire screen. Like, they all have things you need to add, and I think that GC's just going to be able to beat them mechanically, even if
But
potentially it's lost out on some of them
thing is,
damage wise.
like Arc is the same way though. I'm like, even with the nerf to Arc, I'm still like, Arc Mines is still going to be better to level with.
Oh,
than
for sure.
Anything else?
No, in terms of our plan, I think this changes like absolutely nothing.
But I'm saying, like, think about the
except
vast majority
for potential. Oh yeah, except for BV, we need to find a new good single target early on. New good skill. We're gonna have to look through skills.
At that level.
I don't want to do that right now because I have to go.
You
I have
might
to go
just
join
go.
some
You
people
might just
soon. But
yeah, you might just go Arc. You literally just might go Arc early on. Maybe I don't. Anyways, you go do that. Like I said, I mean, we'll figure.
Yeah, I'm talking really early on. Like I'm talking, when you usually get BV, which is by the end of Act 1, like level 12.
Whatever. We have explosive trap. We're fine.
Yeah, we'll just probably throw explosive trap instead of BV.
Didn't they get buffalo levels?
Explosive? No, I thought it got nerfed at all levels.
Yeah, no, it got nerfed. It did get nerfed slightly.
Yeah,
it has better radius and better damage,
but not much. Like not much. Yeah, we'll see. We'll look through them. There might be something that we're not seeing. That's just like, you know what, this is just going to destroy things at level 1, and we're just like, yeah, sounds good.
We'll figure it out. Anyways.
All right, I'm gonna head out for now.
Long-ass patch notes. Yep, I will talk to you later.
Yep. Peace. All right, folks, and with that, I am going to head out. That was pretty much all our thoughts. I will be editing this and just cutting out some of our random ramblings and throwing it up on YouTube tomorrow. Yeah, nobody had any questions or anything in chat, so it'll be a pretty straightforward our point of view. Yeah. All right. I think that's good for now.